It's May 2022 and the Brimfield Flea Market is back. Unlike last year, I'm not going to do one long unedited video. This year I'm going to try to do a highlight video. So I'm going to point out the things that I found the most interesting. You might agree with me, you might not. Let me know in the comments. I'm not going to comment on everything I see, but if something jumps out at me, I'll definitely let you know what I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like these old signs here, the State of New York Motor Vehicle Inspection Station. I don't think I've ever seen one like that before. I'm guessing that would probably be from the 30s to 50s, roughly. One thing I noticed at Brimfield this year was, like previous years, everything was expensive, but more so this year, I think. Not everything was expensive, of course, but I would say overall, it was a more expensive show than normal. I like these old transistor radios here, especially the ones that have the leather pouch. You just don't see that anymore. Now this helmet here is an old civil defense helmet from, it says, the 1940s. I'm guessing Stratford is Stratford, Connecticut. That would be my best guess. $125 for that. I thought these old ice cream menus were pretty interesting. They looked like they were from like a Good Humor truck, or the ice cream man, basically, as I would call him. I don't think they were that old though. I'm guessing 1990s, just based on the way they look. And they were a little bit beat up. If they were in better condition, I definitely would have picked one up. And I think he was asking $50 each for the small ones, and the bigger ones were about $100. Now that's a cash register. They don't make them like that anymore. There's Oscar the Grouch smoking a cigarette. I don't think he did that on Sesame Street, though. Who else had a sit and spin when they were a kid? I'll bet pretty much every one of you. I've never seen one in the original box, though. That's interesting. Some Viewmaster reels. I recently got back into Viewmaster. I'm not sure why. It kind of feels like the old-fashioned version of a VR headset. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's just like a slide projector because you can't do 3D on a projector.
Didn't really recognize these shows. I think they were a little bit before my time. I'm guessing early 70s. This homemade organ was pretty cool. There was a tag on it that said it works, but I'm really not sure what would power that. Doesn't look like it would work.
Well, I will if I...
That green TV looking thing there is an old film editor. before we had software like I'm editing this on. You had to do it the old-fashioned way. I want a red telephone. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of like the Batman TV show. But that one, I think the guy was asking almost $100 for it. So that was a bit out of my price range. I'd pay more like $10 to $30, I think. Here's some old stereograph cards. They're kind of like the precursor to the Viewmaster, if you've never seen them before. They mostly came out, I think, in the late 1800s. The problem with them, though, when you buy them, almost all of them are warped from, I'm guessing, moisture over the years. There's probably a way to flatten them, but I'm not sure how to do that. Thought this was interesting. It's an old Prudential Insurance advertising piece. It's a plastic bank. I'm guessing they would have handed these out for free as advertising. And apparently you're supposed to put a photo in that end piece there, and I guess it lights up. I'm not entirely sure. That looks like it's probably from the 40s. That would be my guess. I like that old airplane model there. That's pretty cool. This is a nice old 8mm film reel for Battle of the Planet of the Apes.
What are you doing with it?
He doesn't even want to have the lids.
Yeah, I know.
Display it. It's like, they've never been televised.
That's the shame of this shit, 'cause it's so funny. 125. The camera, I got 3. The printer, I got 125.
Anybody looking for a mechanical turkey?
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. It looks like an old movie prop almost, like Creature from the Black Lagoon or a gray alien almost. It's got to be pretty old though.
It feels like it might have been foam at one point. It's all hard now.
This submarine model caught my eye. It looks like a Typhoon class submarine, like the one in The Hunt for Red October. I didn't even bother asking on a price though. I mean, I'm sure it was extremely expensive. This looks like the gondola of a dirigible, or a blimp, or a zeppelin. If that's the case, that's a pretty big model if you add in the actual balloon part of it. That would be enormous, I think. This here is an old taxi meter. I've never seen one of those ever for sale. And that's an old 8mm film camera. This bicycle here is an old folding bike from World War II, and from what I understand, the soldiers would actually fold these up and carry them on their backs. He's asking $2,000 for it. I'm not sure if that's a good price or not, but that's definitely a great piece. And if you're looking for marbles, this guy has them. like that giant egg there. That's one big frog. Too bad his arm's broken.
Yeah, a little bit.
And this place is great here. This guy had a whole bunch of homemade statues or sculptures made out of tin. I think like old tin cans and other recycled metal. It was pretty cool. Got some sheep there, flying pigs, an elephant, looks like. Some more goats. Even some pterodactyls. I was really interested in these dogs here. They kind of look like a Boston Terrier or a bulldog.
I don't know. I don't see any prices on it.
Yeah. Is the table here set or is it separate?
Oh no, it's separate.
How much is this table?
The table is 75.
No.
There's an old Spider-Man statue. I'm thinking that's probably from Spider-Man 1 or 2, the movie, back in like 2000, 2002 or so. And this guy here had a ton of old toy trucks. Like this old Mercedes toy car here. I love the ShopRite truck. Not sure why. Probably just because it's a brand I know, but I don't know. That's pretty awesome. $185 though. That was a bit more than I wanted to pay. These old road signs are great. I'd love to have one hanging on my wall. I just don't know if it's legal to buy or sell them.
$9.91.
So you can stand up in there.
Thought this was interesting. I saw a lot of vendors that had Playboys, Penthouse, Playgirl magazines just sitting out next to the toys. It seems kind of weird to me. I have no problem with them selling those, but you don't want to have them next to the toys because you're gonna have some kid over here looking at the toys, and then he's asking his mom, "What are these magazines?" So I don't know. I don't think I would have left them on the floor like that.
So, see, you're already standing up. No, no, you're standing out.
I've been coming here.
And I always stop to look at old PC games. These are from the 90s. I actually have this one, EF2000. It's an old flight sim.
There's enough rude people driving.
You are so right.
I'm getting better.
And Motocross Madness 2. I remember I played that when it first came out. If the box were in a little bit better condition, I probably would have picked that up.
Oh, of course, they always do, right?
I've always wanted one of those Voltrons there on the top shelf in the original box like that.
You know these guys?
But they seem to go for about $300 or $400. So once again, it's a little bit outside my price range.
Sand. Sand. On the other side. Sand.
And of course, no flea market would be complete without a stack of old baseball cards from the late 80s, early 90s.
$40 in the 80s picture. Thank you. You have the right address.
Is that a pitcher plant? I think it's a pitcher plant. It's like a Venus flytrap type thing. Similar idea.
These were interesting. I guess this is art. You just stick some light bulbs on some objects and there you go. This was interesting. This guy was selling these old digital cameras from like the early 2000s. He was asking $75 for that. I know you can find those all day at Goodwill for about $10. This booth here was amazing. This is like museum quality art here. This guy basically has made these animals out of,
Expensive though.
I guess it's scrap metal, but it looks amazing. And the prices are amazing. I think they were $2,000 plus. So again, a little bit out of my price range, but I would definitely love to have one of them. This lion here, he was asking over $8,000. It may be worth it, but again, I don't know how many people are going to be picking one of these up at a flea market.
Have a good day. Go easy, go easy.
And then you got a free thing. Oh my goodness.
I don't even touch.
There's just too much good stuff in this booth to comment on. It's a dream for any 70s, 80s, 90s toy collector. It's got pretty much everything. I love these old Hallmark Star Trek ornaments. I would have picked them up, but I actually think I have pretty much all of these. They're not super valuable, except for the original one, which was the Enterprise, and then the second one, which was the Shuttlecraft Galileo. Those range from about $30 to $100 in good condition. I'm pretty sure this guy was at the Marriers Flea Market last week, because I remember seeing these bugs in amber, or artificial amber most likely. I think these are old either P.O. boxes or mailboxes from an apartment building. This is some interesting art here. Just be careful not to cut yourself on it, or you'll definitely need a tetanus shot. I was really interested in these old vending machines or gumball machines, whatever you want to call them, but sadly they sold them just before I got there.
Good.
I just sold this one.
Oh, you just sold this?
I'm just writing sold.
It's got a nice selection of old WWF figures there from, I think, probably mid-80s. And who remembers these? The Muscle Men? They originally came in a garbage pail. And I remember there was a certain one shaped like a hand that was really hard to find, apparently. Another expensive red telephone. You'll see here on the top shelf they have those Star Wars glasses there. For the longest time you could find those for $5 to $10 max at a flea market all day long. Now they're going for $20 to $30, which is crazy. I would have picked up these Texaco signs here, but they just wouldn't fit in my trunk. These toy cars here are pretty amazing, and so is the price. I think he was asking about $800 a piece. I've always wanted one of these old antique wooden remote control boats with the actual gas engine in them, but they're just out of my price range. This tiger here kind of looks like he's from a carousel, but I'm not sure if he actually is or not.
Excuse me.
I was really interested in this Ronald's Play Place sign here from McDonald's, but it was just a little bit more than I was willing to pay. I'm not saying it was overpriced, but it was just more than I was willing to pay.
Hey, how much is the Ronald's Play Place?
Oh, Ronnie's over here.
$3.50.
Lower. Wow.
Yeah.
It's got a little
It's nice.
soft.
Yeah. A little bit out of my price range, but
This shuttle bus sign was interesting. I'm not sure where it's from, though. If anybody recognizes where that's from, let me know. I like these bears and buffalo that are painted to look like Van Gogh's Starry Night. I've definitely never seen anything like that before.
hey,
And this guy had what must have been thousands of empty egg boxes from, I don't know, the 60s maybe? These are pretty creepy. I think dolls' heads make everything creepy. This Disney sign was pretty cool. It looks like it was probably from a video store in the 80s. This painting here has probably got to be one of the coolest paintings I've ever seen. It's not the best painting, but it's the coolest. You got Skeletor, He-Man, Battle Cat, and Megatron fighting each other. That is
good.
pretty epic.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he traveled around the U.S. He would go to the schools and he would do these paintings and stuff.
Yeah, it does look like something that would be like on a school mural, almost the way it looks to me, like, you know, in the hallway at school.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Looks like you didn't quite finish it up here.
He might have done that on purpose. I'm not sure. 'Cause he's almost got the same thing over here.
Yeah. And kind of here.
Yeah.
Huh. What are you asking for that?
We have 1,800 on it.
Nice. Oh. Looks like a Hojo's,
Oh, it does indeed.
but it's not. It's roadside inn.
Oh,
But it's definitely supposed to be a
yep.
Howard Johnson's.
I think these cars here on pedestals were actually used at barbershops for giving kids haircuts. This tugboat here was pretty cool. I think it's just decorative though. It's got a battery in it, but I think the battery just powered the lights. I didn't see an engine of any sort. And that's an impressive soapbox racer there. And again, I love that Gulf sign, but it just wouldn't fit in my trunk. I think I need a bigger trunk.
Excuse me.
There you have it. That's the end of part 1 of the May 2022 Brimfield show. Stay tuned for 3 more parts if all goes well. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, please. It's appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And I'll see you next time.